Chapter 1, The Invitation. My name is Alex, and I never believed in ghosts until that fateful road trip. It all started when my friend, Mark, invited me on a cross-country adventure. He had inherited an old car from his grandfather, a vintage beauty with a history that intrigued him. "Come on, Alex, it'll be epic," Mark exclaimed, holding up the faded photograph of the car. "Just imagine cruising down Route 66 in this beauty." I hesitated, but the idea of a road trip with my best friend was too enticing to resist. Little did I know, that decision would change my life forever. Chapter 2, The Car. The car, a 1967 Chevrolet Impala, had a rustic charm about it. Its sleek lines and chrome accents spoke of a bygone era. But as soon as we hit the road, strange things began to happen. The radio would turn on by itself, emitting static-laden whispers that sent shivers down our spines. Mark brushed it off as an old car glitch, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Chapter 3, The Encounter. It was on the outskirts of a small, deserted town that we encountered her for the first time. A woman, dressed in tattered clothes, appeared out of nowhere, her eyes hollow and devoid of life. She staggered towards the car, her movements jerky and unnatural. "Should we help her?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. Mark shook his head, his grip tightening on the steering wheel. "No way, man. There's something not right about her." But before we could drive away, the woman let out a blood-curdling scream, sending us into a panic. Mark slammed on the gas, and we sped off into the night, leaving the woman behind. Chapter 4, The Abandoned Motel. As we continued our journey, the car seemed to have a mind of its own, veering off the main road and into the depths of the forest. We stumbled upon an abandoned motel, its windows boarded up and doors hanging off their hinges. "We should keep going," I said, my voice trembling with fear. But Mark was determined to investigate. We stepped out of the car, the air thick with an otherworldly chill. Shadows danced in the moonlight, and I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. Chapter 5, The Nightmare. That night, as we lay in our sleeping bags, strange noises echoed through the motel. Footsteps creaked on the floorboards, and whispers floated through the air. I closed my eyes, trying to block out the sounds, but sleep eluded me. And then, I saw her, the woman from the roadside, her ghostly figure hovering over me, her eyes burning with an otherworldly light. I wanted to scream, to run, but I was paralyzed with fear. And then, she spoke, her voice a chilling whisper in the darkness. "Leave this place," she said, her words echoing in my mind, "before it's too late." Chapter 6, The Revelation. In the morning, I tried to convince Mark to leave, to abandon this cursed journey. But he was stubborn, determined to uncover the truth behind the car and the strange occurrences that plagued us. We delved deeper into the forest, following the winding roads until we stumbled upon an old cemetery, its headstones weathered with age. And there, amongst the graves, we found her, the woman who had haunted our dreams. Chapter 7, The Curse. As we pieced together the fragments of her story, we uncovered a tale of betrayal and tragedy. She had been murdered by her lover, left to rot in the woods while he fled into the night. But her spirit lingered, bound to this earthly realm by a curse that sought vengeance on all who crossed her path. And now, we were her latest victims. Chapter 8, The Escape. We fled from the cemetery, the ghost of the woman hot on our heels. The car roared to life, its engine growling like a beast possessed. We raced down the winding roads, desperate to escape her wrath. But she was relentless, her ghostly form appearing in the rearview mirror, her eyes blazing with fury. And then, just as all hope seemed lost, we saw it, the edge of the forest, the promise of freedom. With a final burst of speed, we broke free from her grasp, the car hurtling towards the open road. And as the sun rose on the horizon, we knew that we had escaped the clutches of the supernatural. Epilogue, The Aftermath. Years have passed since that fateful road trip, but the memory still haunts me. I've tried to move on, to forget the horrors that we witnessed, but some scars never heal. As for the car, Mark still keeps it in his garage, a reminder of the journey that almost cost us our lives. We never speak of that night, of the ghostly apparition that stalked us through the darkness. But sometimes, late at night, when the wind howls outside my window, I can't help but wonder, are we truly free from the curse that binds us? Or is the ghost of the woman still out there, waiting to claim her next victim? Only time will tell.